Hey guys, my name is Brandon Hillman. These are just my thoughts about the copyright issues and internet issues and the articles that we had to read. Just some opening thoughts, and what came to mind as I started reading all these articles is, and some of you guys might be familiar with Kazaa and LimeWire. Those are the two things that popped into my head in regards to copyright and music downloads and stuff like that. And I remember younger and just downloading songs left and right and throwing them on CDs and thinking nothing of it, and not realizing that this is probably in violation of a lot of different laws out there. And that hearing that on rare occasions people are actually getting arrested for downloading thousands and thousands of songs. So I think I immediately stopped doing that and went back to buying the CDs the old school way. Just a couple thoughts. The copyright, some things that stood out, that's going to fade away. It was mentioned in one of the articles it'll fade away in the digital environment, and there's no need for copyright protection. I mean, you think about all the different um, things that are out there, whether it's just music or videos or books or articles out there, and the fact that you know copyright's not going to be that big of an issue per se, and that the internet, there's so many different ways to reproducing and plagiarizing. For example, my students have to write a two-page paper on a famous mathematician. I can't tell you how many students just go out there and literally just copy and paste right from the internet and think that it's okay. Well, in reality, I tell them that it could be a federal offense, and that sort of scares them away, and they have to redo it. The Copyright Act, just makes it useful and fair. I should say, makes it a fair use policy for the educator, for myself, and we don't have to necessarily not realize, but worry about taking certain people's information unless it's suggested that you ask them on their website, or the case might be, by some of the stuff that they created. Now, as far as obscenity is concerned, that it prohibits commercial distribution of material that is harmful to minors over the web, and I would even throw that into adults as well, because there's a lot of stuff, and this is, I guess, my opinion, that shouldn't be seen by many adults, and also avoid exposing students to adult material. Um, and this is where obviously schools need the internet security features. And what really, I was on a site the other day that asked for verification of age. You know, how easy is it to make up a false name, or per se a false date of birth, if you know that they're looking for anything above 18 or anything above 21? So I don't know how how useful that type of resource is. If kids are smart enough, they're going to realize and be able to get around that system. So obscenity, especially in schools, as long as they have a solid, security feature, internet blockage, it shouldn't be that big of an issue. And the privacy thing here kind of scared me, for a number of reasons. One, the amount of information available on individuals on the web is kind of scary. Unwanted personal distribution of data. And I've looked at some of my stuff. I saw information. I mean, if you think about it, Google Earth, you can see right to your front door almost. You know, in a way that's good, but in a way also that's kind of scary, that there's no way to protect your privacy in the digital world. And you see, I can't remember who it was, but with Will Smith, that the government knows all. Do they, or don't they? And that's what in essence does tend to scare many people. But in essence, that privacy can also be used for, and as they mentioned, businesses that gather information and conduct different researches for marketing schemes. And I never thought about that, and that's actually a pretty cool way about doing it. And also, credit info is tightly controlled. My wife and I just bought a house recently, and we had to give out credit scores, our credit information, and Social Security, and all that stuff. But it's good to know that that stuff, that information, is uh, tightly controlled, and it's looked at, um, and it's not just thrown out there for anybody. And so, sort of to end things here, the biggest thing that I realized, not just from these articles, but in general, that I think privacy and safety using the internet is obviously the number one feature, and especially the people that work so hard and dedicate their lives to do specific things and upload them to the internet. It's obviously you need to respect what they do, and that's why the Copyright Act was set in place. Um, so, in a nutshell, that's my thoughts. Those are my thoughts.